I have the great honor now of introducing our next speaker, Sasaenia Paul Oluwabunmi from Nigeria. Paul is an energy expert. He's currently based in Vienna, working with the OPEC Foundation to find creative solutions to energy challenges facing countries in the developing world. He has a degree with distinction from Cranfield in the UK. He's worked as a One Foundation Global Young Ambassador, successfully lobbying members of Parliament in London and also the EU regarding levels of aid flows overseas. Paul himself has confronted very directly the challenges of energy shortages. When he grew up, he had to study at night by candlelight because of power outages. And he's grown up with a very strong sense of the need to tackle this problem and also some of the problems of governance and lack of leadership which lie behind it. So he's been involved in Nigeria in programs to empower girls to take more part in engineering and also to train young people in leadership and integrity. So I'll give the floor to Paul now. Please give him a big hand.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. A very good afternoon to you all. Oil and gas apparently accounts for 75% of Nigeria's economy. I say apparently because we don't really know what happens to all the money. Over $12 billion every year is not accounted for across the whole supply chain, from the government and even down to the community. In oil-rich Nigeria, currently, unemployment is high, and over 60% of the population live in poverty, and not just poverty, but also energy poverty. It is unacceptable, I believe, that in a resource and energy-rich country like Nigeria, most still suffer from power cuts and an inadequate electricity infrastructure. I remember as a young boy, I used to study with the kerosene lantern every night so I could achieve my dreams of becoming an engineer. And I would always remember that cold winter morning in the United Kingdom when I was working as an expatriate. And my doctor looked at me and she told me that I would need to use eye drops every day for the rest of my life and spectacles because of the damage done to my eyes while I was young. This is not just my personal story, and I dare say it's the same for most of my peers back at home. And this needs to change. So it's not a wonder that 40 million Nigerian youths between the ages of 18 and 35 are scrambling to get out of the country. But now the big question is this. If we all leave Nigeria, we would be left to champion the cause of integrity. Because I strongly believe that we all need to work together. So my brother established a non-governmental organization, and I became his first director of operations. We called it Salvage Africa. And we had a very big dream and a very big motto. We called it redefining standards in Africa through leadership. We reasoned that true leadership relies on integrity. And if we could gather a group of young people who shared our passion for change in Nigeria, and not just in Nigeria, but in Africa as a whole, that gradually integrity through effective leadership could become embedded into our government. So we started organizing seminars with university students, with government officials, and with lawyers. And these seminars formed the base of what Salvage Africa does. We also partnered with the Lagos State government, with corporate financial institutions, and large national banks in Nigeria. And a key point for us was a partnership with Shell Petroleum Nigeria and the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, which is a body that was set up by the presidency to combat corruption in Nigeria. These talks and these seminars, which were held every quarter at the University of Lagos in collaboration with the Faculty of Law, are published as a compendium of legal articles. And these articles on integrity are distributed to all those who come for our programs and also to the young people in our sponsors organizations. To date, I am happy to say we've reached over 1,400 youths who are now championing the cause of integrity across Nigeria by running seminars even in their own local communities. If there's anything that this experience has taught me, it has made me understand that if you have a dream and a passion to change your country, start with fear, start trembling, but just start and don't fold your hands. And then I left Nigeria to study in the United Kingdom on an international scholarship. And I was appointed the United Kingdom Youth Ambassador for the One campaign. And as a team, we lobbied international oil companies to publish in newspapers and on websites all monies paid to the government. We took our campaign to the United Kingdom Parliament and as far as contacting members of the European Parliament. We received a lot of support from David Cameron, the British Prime Minister, from Nick Clegg, the Deputy British Prime Minister, and from Lord John Brown, the former Chief Executive Officer of British Petroleum. And I'm very happy to tell you that in March, Statoil, for the first time, published for the first time all payments to the government for oil extraction. The British government has also mandated that all UK-based extractive companies report their payments to the government anywhere in the world. The first of these reports will be published in 2016 next year. And I really believe that this is a huge step in ensuring integrity. You know, when I was younger, when I was growing up in Nigeria, I remember my teachers telling me, it's a saying, it has become a maxim that has become trite to overuse, that, oh, youths are the leaders of tomorrow, youths are the leaders of tomorrow, university youths are the leaders of tomorrow, high school youths are the leaders of tomorrow. And I was always asking myself a question, that when will tomorrow come? When will tomorrow come? But do you know what? I have stopped asking myself that question. I have discovered that it is better for me to take today as tomorrow by ensuring that governments live and work with integrity and transparency. And I enjoin us to all do the same. So I'm creating these call to action, and I'm asking every youth here to contact extractive companies in their home countries and put pressure on your governments, lobby them and talk to them, and publish what royalties, taxes, and levies that these extractive companies pay to your government. Why am I saying this? Because of the citizens, if they understand how much money accrues to them, they can actually ask the government that what are you doing with the money and what are you doing with our funds? I strongly believe, again, that we owe it to our next generation and ourselves to have a world that has integrity as its watchword and is free of poverty and indeed energy poverty. I want us to know that failure is an option, yes, fear is an option, but complacency is not. The future lies with us, and our born children are waiting for us to take action. One young world. One young world. Say yeah. Yeah, thank you. One young world. Yeah, thank you. One young world, I hope and I believe that sometime in the nearest future, before our generation is old and gray, corruption will be defined in all languages and all dictionaries as an ancient practice that is no longer in existence. And then we can actually say that, yes, we are for the good fight. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you very much.